Hello friends, in today's video we're going to be changing the front brake pads on this Suzuki DL250. This particular model is 2018 and so it's the front brake pads which we're going to change. So here is the replacement part. Okay, so just going to crack on with it. Right, so in order to change the brake pads we'll have to remove two bolts which are 12mm bolts, and also we'll have to undo this bolt here. So to start off with, we're gonna undo these two bolts. Right, so we're gonna be using a 12mm socket to undo the two bolts. There we go. So we're just gonna pull the caliper off. There we go. So here are the pads. They are completely worn out. We're gonna also undo this bolt here. Okay, so that's just the dust cap, and then we're gonna be using a hex key to remove the bolt. So we are using 5mm hex to remove the bolt. There we go. So just gonna pull the bolt out, which will disengage the brake pads. So two of the brake pads completely worn out, you can tell by looking at the condition of it. Alright, so in order to push the pistons back, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pull this part of the caliper. So now the pistons are fully exposed. Right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put a rag at the back so that we don't scratch the back of the caliper. Then we're gonna use one of the old brake pad, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna push the pistons back with the pliers like this. Just gonna push the caliper pistons all the way back. Just gonna push it a little bit more. There we go, fully in. There we go, they both are fully in now. Just gonna give it a good clean. So the next thing what we're gonna do here is we're gonna clean this pin as well. Perfect. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna apply copper grease on these pins so that they don't seize. Okay, so one here, and one here. Okay, so that's very important to do, otherwise the caliper will seize over the time. That's perfect. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna fit this part here. like this. Just gonna push it all the way in like this. There we go. Just gonna move it in and out a few times. Just gonna clean the excess grease off the caliper. Just gonna clean the area where the brake pad's gonna sit. Right, so next what we're gonna do here is fit the new pads. So we're gonna fit the inner one first. So this is the inner one. Again, let me grease here. Apply a little bit grease on the locking pin. This is gonna lock the brake pad. So the inner pad goes in here like this. Just gonna hold it with my thumb. Okay. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna insert this bolt here. There we go. So that's the inner pad fully home. We're gonna fit the outer pad. So here what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer this plate from the old caliper, this plate here, and we're gonna use on the new one. Okay, this plate, we're gonna use it here like this. So before we insert the brake pads in, a little bit grease here, okay, and a little bit here at the back where the plate's gonna sit. Here comes the plate like this. A little bit more grease here, not too much. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna insert the outer brake pad here like this, and then the locking pin comes in place. Now we're gonna tighten the bolt here, 5mm hex to tighten it. There we go. That's good enough. There we go. Right, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the pads apart from each other. So we're gonna have little space here like this on both pads. So just gonna slide it in. Okay, so 2 bolts. So these are the 12mm bolts as I mentioned before. Just gonna tighten them bolts. So that's the bottom one nicely secured. Just gonna do the top one. There we go. That's nice and tight. It's gonna give it a good clean. So just gonna apply the brake so that the pads nicely sits on the disc. There we go, friends. So now there isn't any movement. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the dust cap back on. So the dust cap goes here. There we go, friends. That's all nicely secured. Job done. Thank you very much for watching the video.